Hi everyone, as we know, Willow have gotten amazing skill tree recently, and I'm so excited to share what I felt after playing Willow to survive and defeat the bosses in the constant. But first, I want to highlight several skills that I find very useful. Control Burning makes the fire that Willow set to not be able to spread to other objects. At first, this seems not useful because there are times we want the fire to spread, especially when burning lots of trees to get charcoal. However, after playing Willow for some time, this issue of non-spreading fire feels so minor compared to the benefit I get. Now I could light any trees anywhere for light source without having to worry that it will spread to other objects, especially in exploring cave where we have to choose the tree that stood away from other objects for extra vision. Now I can light up anything anytime, even I could stop the fire from totally destroying the tree by absorbing the fire with my lighter after getting the vision I want, thanks to Hungry Lighter skill. You have to try using Willow and feel the ease of getting vision in the dark anytime anywhere you want. And that's not all. Control Burning also makes you always burn the enemy when you hit them with torch or any fire weapon. Combined with burn duration skill that increase the burn duration from 10 seconds to 30 seconds, this means one hit from Willow will literally disable the enemy for 30 seconds plus 30 seconds of burning damage. One hit with torch on these annoying Battlix will kill them automatically. I have to say it's very satisfying as I really don't like these screeching bats. However, watch out for enemies' attack after you hit them with fire weapon, because if that enemy is about to attack you when you set it on fire, the attack animation will still continue and you will still get hit. But overall, this is such an amazing improvement and comfort on playing Willow. If your target is keeping distance from you, use Flame Cast to set your enemy on fire from a distance and enjoy free hits for 30 seconds. You can cast this skill while riding Buffalo, making it more easier to chase a target that is running around on fire. But what to do when facing lots of enemies at once? Combustion is here to save the day. It will set all enemies around you on fire for 30 seconds. Using only 4 embers for each use and with no cooldown, this means we can crowd control anytime we want. As there are not many enemies in the constant that is immune to fire, this means Willow have upper hand when facing most of the enemies in daily survival. I find this very useful in important situations, especially in making moon color stuff and fighting Bee Queen. So you heard me mentioning Ember. What are those? In Indonesian language, Ember is a bucket. We call it Ember. But in Don't Starve universe, Ember is created when a creature died while it's on fire and Willow is nearby. Willow can collect this Ember with her trusty lighter, maximum cap of 40 Embers in a stack, with no limitation on how many she can carry. Some creatures will drop more Embers, while some will not drop Embers. These Embers are needed for Willow to cast her fire skills. Burning Frenzy gives 25% extra damage when Willow attack enemy that is on fire, and affecting physical damage only. So a Willow using Dark Sword, eat 4 goat jelly, attacking a wet target, add a 20% chili buff, then using War Beast gear with damage bonus up to 20%, Willow can deal up to 306 damage per hit after combining all the damage bonus with the Burning Frenzy. Not a top damage record, but it's an easy to get damage buff that lasts for 30 seconds, and we only need 2 embers to cast this. Then of course, our favorite new skill, Lunar Fire is a very useful skill that can be used in different situations. You want to send these dudes back to Santa? You need to clean those pesky hounds. You want to say no to piracy? Lunar Fire deals 50 damage per hit for 5 seconds, with total up to 750 damage if the enemy stand in the fire for full duration. This 50 damage is a combination of 20 physical damage and 30 planar damage. which means we can boost up the damage using the wombo combo of Burning Frenzy, Fort Goat Jelly and the gangs to deal up to 1800 damage per Lunar Blast. Total Destruction! It has 13 seconds cooldown, which seemed like a big downside, but after playing Willow for some time, the cooldown doesn't really noticeable as I usually use Lunar Fire when need to clean bunch of mobs and my main damage is from hitting the enemy with weapon. Now I will play as Willow to defeat all the bosses. It's not a speed run, but more on trying Willow's efficiency in fighting and surviving. Starting out in a small sized world for faster traveling, I roam around to get the materials I needed to set up my base. By day 13 I fight against Bee Queen. For the strategy, use Burning Frenzy then hit Bee Queen once with Torch after spawning her to get the 25% damage bonus. In phase 1, Burnie will tank the Grumble Beast while we focus on hitting the Bee Queen. Then from phase 2 onwards, the Queen will spawn 2 batches of Grumble Beasts. We need to cast Combustion to keep them panicked for 30 seconds so they will not overwhelm Burnie. Wait until Bee Queen spawn the Grumble Beast twice before casting the Combustion to save the Embers. Around 2nd or 3rd phase, usually Burnie will be down. Pick him up and restore him to full health with Sewing Kit to continue tanking. In 3rd and 4th phase, Bee Queen will Screech and buff her Grumble Beast with extra speed. It is crucial to keep the Grumble Beast panicked with Combustion. It might be tempting to just destroy the Grumble Beast with Lunar Fire, but Bee Queen will spawn them again shortly after they die, so keep the Grumble Beast on fire. Eventually Bee Queen will be down and congrats, you got your bundling wrap in the first autumn. I quickly gathered the embers from Grumble Beast that died while burning, then back to base for quick setup for the next boss fight. At first I was thinking to go to Ruins, but I won't be able to find the Atrium for Fuelweaver fight if I rush Ruins, as I need to explore the edge of the Ruins area to hopefully spot the Atrium. So on day 19 I go to Desert to fight Dragonfly. Even though Willow is immune to fire damage from the Lafai attacks, I still put up the walls so I don't have to deal with the Lafai. To be honest, I sometimes get panicked when being chased by a bunch of Lafais. This fight is same as the usual, with addition of Burnie dealing extra 55 damage hit from time to time, and sometimes Burnie also can take few hits from Dragonfly as well. By the way, when Dragonfly enrage, use the Pan Flute after Burnie attack, because sometimes Dragonfly won't fall asleep if Burnie hit it right after we use the Pan Flute. By day 28, I finally found the loot stash that is hiding in Mosaic Biome. For Klaus fight, at first I used Burning Frenzy for damage buff, but the burn effect is immediately removed when the ice explosion goes off near Klaus. So I used the usual hit and dodge and blast off the 2 Krampus that spawn in the mid-fight. In phase 2, I wear Marble Suit to tank Klaus together with Burnie to shorten the fight. The reason I didn't bring Burnie out in phase 1 is because sometimes Burnie might hit the deer and it will be dangerous if the deer died. So I only bring Burnie out in phase 2. Overall it's the usual Klaus fight. And thanks to Fireball skill, I can have more vision in nighttime even though I don't have the star color stuff yet. Shortly after defeating Klaus, Deerclops signal her arrival. Bernie is very useful during this fight as he helped to tank the shadow creatures that spawn because of our low sanity. In spring, I fought with most Goose with the usual 3 hits then dodge, and I'm sure you're gonna love this trick. When Moose Goose is about to die, unleash Lunar Fire facing Moose Goose. It will take down all the not so innocent Mosslings, as they always following behind the Moose Goose, so we don't have to worry about the dangerous Mossling after defeating Moose Goose. Then in the first day of summer, I go to ruins with my ordinary Buffalo. This time I was able to take my time to explore the edges of the ruins biome to find the spot to be able to teleport to the Ethereal biome. This is where Control Burning shines, as Clockwork Bishop and Knight are completely under control after I hit them once with the lighter, giving me all the free hits until they die. In the fight against Ancient Guardian, Burning Frenzy is such a big damage boost to my Steel Handbat. I forgot to bring twigs. Even though bosses doesn't get panicked while on fire, the 30 seconds burning duration provide extra vision and damage throughout the fight. Combined with Fireball that shines bright like a diamond, the fight goes safe and smooth. After taking care of 2 bishops in the pseudoscience station set piece, I crafted things I needed and returned back to the surface world by day 65. I quickly rushed to the oasis in the desert biome to fish for Desert Goggles blueprint to fight Antlion. I used combination of Lock Suit and Desert Goggles in the fight, and Burning Frenzy for damage boost. Antlion will not target Bernie during the fight, so he can safely hit Antlion to add extra damage. By day 71, I went to the Moon Altar to turn Star Color Staffs into Moon Color Staff. I didn't have the fossils or statues to manipulate the pathfinding for the Werepigs and the Hounds, so I used the extra rocks I have to build 2 layers of stone wall barrier, as the enemies will go straight attacking the walls without the fossils. Thanks to the combustion, I was able to keep them panicking around before they could destroy the walls and successfully get the Moon Color Staff. Yay! Oh hey, Bearger visited me on day 76. On the next new moon in day 81, I fought the shadow pieces using a combination of kiting and tanking. Since shadow creatures cannot be set on fire, we cannot get bonus damage from Burning Frenzy. So when fighting level 3 Shadow Rogue, I tank it with Marble Suit to speed up the fight, and let Bernie tank the nightmare creatures from the low sanity when tanking the Rogue. After getting the Shadow Atrium, I went to fight Ancient Fuelweaver on day 94. During this fight, I will be staying insane to save a slot on Nightmare Amulet, and Bernie will take care of the Nightmare creatures, plus adding some damage as well. To be honest, I prefer to use Weather Pen for the Woven Shadows rather than blasting them with Lunar Fire, because the last hand and the last Woven Shadows need to die in close timing with each other for the fight to go smooth. Using Weather Pen helps more than Lunar Fire. Also, I'm using Trail Mix for faster eating animation to restore HP, as the timing precision in this fight is very tight. We did it! Yay! As of now, I haven't fight the Werepig yet, so I don't have the Dreadstone to trigger the rift. In the third spring and summer, I finished the Pearl's quest, went to Ancient Archive and did the Celestial Objects. This is one of the fight where Willow doesn't have advantage, because we need to freeze Crab King to prevent him from destroying our boat, then repair the boat while Crab King is frozen. But Bernie will keep hitting Crab King, which gives no time for us to repair the boat and to deal with the Klaus as well. Willow's ability also will not help much here. In this fight, I am deploying 4 Ice Phlegmatic instead of using Ice Staff. To be honest, this fight took me several attempts before I can get it right. A tip here, when you are using Weather Pen to cancel Crab King's healing, keep using your Weather Pen to hit him instead of switching to other weapon for more damage. Because sometimes we can get panic and switch to wrong weapon, which makes us cannot cast the Tornado to cancel the healing. So use the Weather Pane, hit Crab King 2 times, then use the Weather Pane again. Yay, finally! After picking up the Celestial Tribute, I ram my boat to a random big tree in the middle of the ocean, grab its nuts, and go to Lunar Island to start the moonstorms. Honestly, I like these moonstorms because the pigs will turn to Werepigs every 4 days, perfect for gathering pig skins. By day 174, I finally gathered my guts and gears to fight this boss. I used Gloomer's Goop for healing and to lower my sanity, as this boss have sanity increasing aura that will make Burnie deactivated if it keeps going up. I bring 2 Burnies and 1 Sewing Kit to keep Burnie going on, and use Dark Sword to dish out higher damage. At first I was considering Thulosite Club for extra 10% speed bonus, but the Shadow Tentacle won't do much damage because Celestial Champion is moving fast in every phase. In phase 1, I do between 8 to 10 hits after CC stops rolling, and another 3 to 4 hits before it starts rolling in the deep again. In phase 2, using Thulosite Crown is a must because sometimes we can get caught in that deadly spinning attack and took heavy amount of damage. The force field from Thulosite Crown will be very helpful in phase 3 as well. In phase 3, I used 1 Weather Pane to deal with the annoying sleepy crystals. Burnie was helping to add damage in the entire fight, and sometimes took away some hits from CC as well. A very helpful companion indeed. Back to base, I moved the grass, saplings and the berry bushes away to keep the deadly Brightshades to where I want them to be. While waiting for Lunar event to start, I went to the cave and fight Toadstool. I think the best weapon to fight Toadstool is Tulosite Club because the Shadow Tentacle will deal a lot of damage thanks to Toadstool's slow moving speed. I used Burning Frenzy for extra damage boost and combined between chopping the trees and destroying it with Weather Pain so I can have more time in hitting Toadstool. Don't hesitate to take one Mushroom Explosions so you can keep dealing damage. Because the longer the fight goes, the more trees you have to destroy and the more resources you will spend. Sweet Bernie helped to fight off nightmare creatures from low sanity during the long fight and also dealt some damage whenever he could. Now we fight the first Lunar infused enemy, Possessed Varg. Fighting him alone without getting a way to control the hounds it spawned will be dangerous, so we cast Combustion after the hounds is within our cast range. And thanks to Bernie, he will keep Varg's aggro while I hit the Varg. Having a speed bonus is needed to avoid the Frost Breath attack because being hit by the Frost Breath will slow our movement speed. Possessed Varg will be stunned if it was hit by a planar damage while casting the Frost Breath. The good news is, Lunar or Shadow Bernie deal 5 planar damage in his every attack. So Bernie will help us stun Varg even if we don't have any planar weapon yet. In my opinion, Armor Bearger is the most dangerous between 3 Lunar infused boss. It has higher health, deal bigger damage, with annoying knockback attacks and have very short time period to stun it. But luckily Bernie is here to save the day. Get at least 3 Bernie, let him tank Bearger while you attack Bearger from behind. When Bearger's health down to 7200, he will do a butt slam that basically a backward jump with intention to flatten you with his furry butt. The timing here is very crucial. The very moment you see him looking back, run away immediately. After his butt slam miss, we need to hit Bearger twice with planar damage so we can stun it for 5 to 6 seconds. After Bearger is up again, we need to deal another 800 damage before Bearger perform the butt slam and being able to be stunned again. Thanks to Bernie, this fight is much more easier. By the way, if you enjoyed watching my video but not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly consider to subscribe as it really helps my channel to grow. Thank you so much. By the way, dealing with deadly Brightshade is also much easier now, thanks to Bernie tanking the fine attacks while we hit it, then blast off those Brightshades with Lunar Fire. It's never been so much fun and satisfying to deal with those Brightshades before. While waiting for Winter to fight Crystal Deerclops, I went to the cave to fight Nightmare Werepig. This is one of the fights where Bernie cannot do much, as the Werepig could still target us randomly even if Bernie is taunting him. For this fight, a speed bonus is a huge help to dodge the Werepig's attacks. To dodge, maintain about 2 tiles distance away from Werepig all the time, then run diagonally away but to his direction when he's about to strike. It can be difficult at first, but as time goes you will get used to it. Werepig will be stunned for around 5 seconds if we successfully dodge his attacks. One important tips I wanna share is always bring raw blue mushrooms to keep the sanity below 60, because Bernie will automatically turn off if our sanity is above 60. As our sanity will increase by 5 whenever we eat healing foods, blue mushrooms will keep our sanity in check. And when his health drops below 5000, he will also use his fist to slam on the ground if you are close to him. Bait this attack to destroy the pillars to get the dreadstones to activate the rift event in cave. Next is the Blights fight. Our hero Bernie will tank Rasp and Jitter's melee attacks while we sneak in few hits. After Rasp jump on Bernie, unleash Lunar Fire on it and then continue to hit Jitters after Rasp defeated. Since Bernie also taunting Shriek to attack him, we can hit both Jitters and Shriek with Lunar Fire when they line up attacking Bernie. Last but not least, Crystal Deerclops. In this fight, we cannot use Bernie to tank Deerclops because we need Deerclops to keep using the icicles on her back to stun her. So we bait 2 icicle attacks, then quickly hit Deerclops with Fire Staff to set her on fire. Then she will be down for 5 to 6 seconds, giving us around 20 free hits before she is up again. Her attack pattern will be the same. Range Icicles attack when we are far from her, Then Ice Cone attack when we are near her. Attack her every time she reloads the icicles, and when we have dealt another 1200 damage, she will cast the freezing aura again and become stunnable again. Repeat until we end her misery. By the way, speed boost is really needed here to make the fight easier. Here is my favorite way to quickly gather embers. Plant 3 spider nests close to each other beside a river and enclose the space with statues or fossils. Then put a pigskin to keep the spiders out all day and grouping in a spot. Cast a combustion and watch all of them burn and die within seconds because fire damage stacks between each units nearby. Clean up the spider warriors that came out. Then row your boat to the enclosed space to harvest all those embers. I got 30 embers in less than 90 seconds, plus monster meat and silk. Combustion is so good. It was so much fun playing as Willow, from not having to worry about light source in cave or in the night time, to blast away annoying enemies with Lunar Fire. And that moment when Bernie tank Armor Bearger's deadly attacks makes me feel so grateful to have Bernie fighting with me together. I can deal with a bunch of hostile enemies. I'm a walking star color staff, and best of all, I'm beautiful and hot inside out. I'm sure you will have a great time playing her. If you haven't, try and let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you can get some useful tips for your adventure as Willow in the constant. Have a great day and cheers!